Hello, everybody. Hi there. I'm April Beach, and I'm here with my friend Elizabeth McFadden, and this is our weekly LinkedIn live show. We love hanging out with you guys. We've been doing this for about 2 months now, and it's super fun. I mean, it's fun for us. We think it's fun.
We do. And we've talked about some really awesome topics. So if this is the first time you're tuning in, be sure you can just search Scale with Strategy, and you can find the other shows we've done.
Yeah, great tip. Thank you. Because what we have learned is that we need to play with LinkedIn a little bit more to figure out how to catalog these things for you. Maybe have a meeting with them so they're easier to find.
We have some feedback for LinkedIn, for sure. We got some feedback for you on your show, but yes.
Right, on how we do shows on your platform. Anyway, it's so much fun. Elizabeth, do you want to take a second and introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Yes, good morning, everybody. So I am the CEO and Director of Brand Strategy at Novella Brand House. We're a branding-focused full-service ad agency based in Kansas City.
Awesome. And I'm April Beach. I'm founder and CEO of the Sweet Life Company and host of the award-winning Sweet Life Entrepreneur podcast. And I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so we are not going to talk for more than 15 minutes. Number one, we're going to be in and out. That is our goal here. I have to say we've gone over a little bit. We're going to really try hard not to do that anymore. Liz is even going to give me a warning. Number two, we're going to give you guys steps that you can literally look in your business right now and implement. And the things that we talk about every single week are all proven strategies to scale your business. Hi, hey, good morning, Falima. It's so good to see you here. So today what I want to do is I want to dive into a business offer, a service-based offer that many of you guys might not know about. We've talked about it a little bit here on this show. I've talked about it on the podcast. I'm trying to get the word out. You'll notice. I'm trying to get the word out about this because it's a really, really powerful way to scale your business. Now, at the end of our time together today, you're going to know what this offer is, and I'm going to give you some very micro clear steps to actually look at your business, and I'm talking like 90 seconds worth of brain work after this, and know whether or not that either this is a good idea for you or whether or not actually how to start. I want to give you starting steps.
So which I think is super important. I want to jump in, April. I think that is super important because we've established here on this show, it's all about scaling your business. And one of the ways you do that is looking at your current assets, right? And, what can you build upon? That's the biggest thing about scaling. So I love that you're going to end it today with, okay, all right, everybody that's listening to this, you can just some steps you can take to kind of almost like prerequisite, right? Is just some questions to ask yourself so that you can determine, is this a possibility or a way that I can scale my business? So I'm really excited for that because I think that's going to be helpful to everybody listening. It's one thing to hear what this is, but then it's what are the questions that I can look at in my business to determine if this is something that might work?
Right. Yeah, totally. I'm so glad that you said that. And when we talk about strategies, you guys, I know this as a business owner. When I hear people talk about strategies, immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, should I do that? Am I missing out on something? Is this something that I should be implementing right now? And so I understand the tendency to do that because we always want to be doing great in our business. And so our goal here is to help you actually sort out who this is for and who this isn't for. But Elizabeth said something really important. We're talking about scaling, and there are many aspects to scaling your business. We talk about branding here on this show. And my area of expertise is scaling your business model, your offers, really building out the offers to help scale you. But one of the things I do feel like it's important to say here is that there is a difference between growth and scaling. And so let's just put that out there first. Growth is when we're increasing your revenue, but we're also increasing your expenses, whether it's increasing, team hours, staff hours, marketing dollars, we're increasing at the revenue as we're increasing the time and the expenses. Whereas scaling, and what we love to talk about on this show, is actually increasing your revenue without increasing your time and the dollars spent on your business. What do you think about that as far as laying that as a groundwork first, Liz?
Oh, that's perfect. And you're absolutely right. I think it's really important that people understand that so that when they are looking at, what you're going to talk about today, if that's a way that they can scale their business. And I've said this before on here. And so this would be a really good thing to lead into what you're saying. If you are planning to scale your business or you're actively scaling, one of the things that you have to do is go through and look at your business and really almost create a list of all your assets. And that isn't just financial or physical. It's also your IP. It's anything that you hold in your business. And then you take a good look at that. It could also be your team, quite frankly. But then you look at that and you're like, all right, what are we already doing? What do we already have that we can build on? Which is such a key important part of what you're going to talk about today.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do it. First of all, who is this for? This is for those of you guys who are niche service experts, niche experts of some kind. You have an area of specialty that is very, very specific, and you do a great job delivering people results in that. Number two, so service-based businesses, 100%, or who are usually when I'm the teacher, if you will, of the week. That's usually who we're talking to here on this show. This is also for those of you guys who already have a well-established track record of getting people results. This is not for newer entrepreneurs. I'm just going to be really honest with you guys about that. So what I want to talk about today is increasing your streams of revenue, and how can we do that when you're so busy in your business, you're so busy serving people, you're so busy delivering whatever area of expertise you already have. And so I want to introduce some different offer strategies, and one in particular where we can scale you by increasing different streams of revenue without a great deal of work. And so first of all, for 10 years, guys, we've talked about online courses as a great way to do this. Launching online courses, taking your IP, extracting what you might do with people one-on-one or even in a one-on group setting and putting it on demand and creating an online course. This is not a new concept. I know there's so many people out there saying, oh my gosh, launch an online course. We actually in our company launched probably the first course teaching entrepreneurs how to launch courses back in 2008, guys. That was like 14 years ago, okay? Courses are not new, and they're a wonderful, powerful way to scale. I totally agree with that. We still help businesses launch their courses all the time. But the one thing you need to know about that is that courses alone on demand are not giving people results. And so I want to take it a step further, and I want to give you two options, one very, very powerful option, but two options where you can do what we talked about, continue to serve your established clients, but then we can create other streams of revenue, and these other streams of revenue are going to get people results. The first option, and this is, I'm sure you guys have thought about this, maybe I'm not sure. If you haven't thought about this, ping me and send me a message, is actually taking your services that you provide and creating an online program. But here is the difference. We can't just create an online program that's totally on demand with no interaction. We used to be able to, but people want your attention. They want to know that you know their name, that you are available to them, that you know their business story, that you can answer questions. So this strategy, number one, if you're doing this, we want to add in office hours or team times or fireside chats or Q&A hours if you're going about that model. And I don't want to stay here too long. This is a very powerful model, but it's not the big one I want to introduce today. But if that's enough for you, if thinking about creating a course or a program and bringing in some live office hours, so the program would be on demand, bringing in some live office hours, maybe some Q&A is enough for you, awesome. You can leave this live stream now and go get started on it. Or you can send me a DM and I'll give you the pathway to actually do this and build this really, really well. And so I just want to kind of take a pause there before we go to the next level and just say that is a very great way to scale your business. Liz, do you want to contribute on that?
Well, I would say, okay, so I went through the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program last year, and I continue to meet and network with a number of people that have gone through that or are going through that. And one of the things that you do in that program is you create basically another like revenue stream or another way to scale your business. A lot of people are doing, just like you said, creating online programs, which I think is great. But I think you're talking about it's easy to get oversaturated and how many people really need online programs. So I think what you're going to the second option here is something that is probably people haven't heard about before, but honestly something to really consider because people aren't doing it yet. And with anything, it's better to jump in, be one of the first people that are jumping in than to join the herd.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Here's my notes. You're going to laugh. Look at it's written on the back of an envelope.
No, go, I need those notes too. So go for it. Okay. We've got 5 minutes.
I can grab. Okay.
We got 5 minutes. So
okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Lean in. Here is the secret, you guys. It is creating a program, and rather than selling it yourself, it already sounds good, right? Giving it to other companies to add to their existing programs. So let me clarify what I mean by this. So let's say you are an expert in your certain area and you create a program like a course, the same way we go through and outline your course or your training content, but rather than having to be the one to sell it and do launches and funnels and all of this, oh my gosh.
Which all takes a ton of marketing, by the way.
And money.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We stopped doing live launches like 5 years ago. It's just not my life. It's super exhausting. I have clients who love it, but this next way is taking that same program, you guys, and finding other companies and giving it to them, selling it to them to add to their established programs. So I want to give you guys some action items that you can think about and why this is so amazing. So imagine if you already have a course or a training that you've created, maybe you're honestly too busy doing your primary signature program that you haven't really been able to sell it, that you haven't had a chance to build the funnels and the marketing strategy and the money and do a huge launch.
I can relate. Go on.
You're not alone. You're not alone, right? Like we've done the work, we've created the program, and you're like, well, God, man, now I have to do this whole campaign, and it's so exhausting, right?
And
So
remember, those things don't sell if you don't promote it.
no,
You
if
have to
you
have a
build
total
it,
market.
it's
So-
like if you build
For
it,
sure.
they are not just coming.
No.
If anybody tells you that, they're totally lying to
So,
you.
so what's kind of the first step to know if this is something, excuse me, that is like a possibility to start looking into?
Right. So step number one, if you already have a program that you've created or you're almost done with it, that is in your area of expertise. If step number one, if that is you, and exactly like Elizabeth said, I want you to do an asset inventory of your intellectual property that you already have. It might not necessarily be a whole entire program, but it could be pieces of a program or a certain area of specialty or expertise that you have in your asset library. That's number one. If that's you, great, go do a catalog of that. Step number two, who's going to buy it? Okay, so I want you to look at other companies that serve your exact same audience, but maybe they provide a different result. So, for example, if you are an expert at teaching people how to be great on camera, you can partner with PR agencies, marketing and branding agencies that they're doing other things in relation to what your expertise is, but they might not exactly know how to teach and have their students accomplish what your expertise is. It is an amazingly powerful opportunity for you to augment somebody else's programs with your inserted module, with your inserted training. And what's so cool about this is that number one, guess what? You don't have to be the one to sell it. But number two, it's going to make you a lot of money because with one sale, whereas we used to go when we do a B2C, you're selling, go back to the video example, you're selling one video training to one professional about how to be better on video. Now you're selling one video training to a company who could distribute it to 100, 5,000, 10,000 people. And you're going to get paid according to the number of users. And so with one sale, and we talk about, scaling launches and doing webinars. We're not talking about this. This is really one buyer. We can get you the dollar amount that you would have normally received if you had gone through the whole entire live launch process and sold it to 100 or 5,000 people at a time. That's why this is so powerful. And then the third thing I want you guys to know is that it's an amazing win-win business opportunity, business situation. It's great for you. It's great for the company that's bringing in the portion that you teach into their existing program. And it's great for the end user. So that's what I wanted to say today. And I know I'm about out of time.
So let's end it here. Okay, so I feel like you've laid out really, like my mind's already kind of spinning about possible ideas for novella, just in what you're saying. And I know other people listening are the same. So what is the next step? If they think they have something, how can they, I mean, you help people do this all the time. So like, how can people get in touch with you? How can people work with you to figure out, yes, is this really doable? And then how do they license this? Because I think that's like a whole other thing. So
so we have a whole entire licensing project plan that's a step-by-step of exactly what to go through because every single relationship and sale is a little bit different, but we do have a proven process that we work with businesses to go through, assess their assets that they have, package it up, price it, and release it, including all the contract. So if you guys are ready to dive into this, I actually am teaching another workshop on this. I'm looking at my calendar here on September 2nd. You can just send me an Instagram or where do we on LinkedIn, direct message here, and I'll send you guys the link. And just tap into us at sweetlifeco.com. It's right there on our website too, where you can sign up anytime. But I want you guys, I want your wheels to be spinning. I want you to be thinking about this. This is a new opportunity that nobody's doing. This is a big time secret. And if you can get in on the beginning of this, you're in the right place at the right time for the right reasons.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So I love how you laid out how you're like, if somebody's got something, like how you work through them, that process, because it is, I mean, again, how do you do that? Nobody really knows. And you said September 2nd?
Yep.
Is the next
2nd.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I got it right. September 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Send a DM through LinkedIn to April about that. That's going to be, if you're thinking about this, that's going to be really awesome to get in on.
Yeah, we'll get you a spot in there. All right. Thanks guys. Have an awesome day.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.